Want a soar? Get a mentor? Hey, it's Nina Carmichael, and we made these videos. It's probably because you're the most ambitious person in your circle, but you know you're capable of more. And you need a push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, my husband Evan Carmichael, and learn how to destroy the negative voice in your head. Enjoy! Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Avoid listening to the negative thought.
That negative voice inside your head that's telling you that you suck and you can't do it, that's not your voice. That's not actually your voice. That's not you telling yourself that you suck. That voice was planted there. That voice was put there by somebody else in your life, and probably early on growing up telling you that you can't do something. You were not born. You didn't come out of the womb and say, I suck. I can't do anything. No, you're playing, you're experimenting, you're finding joy, you're laughing, you're doing it. And then along the way, people tell you that you can't do it, that you should stop, that you should quit, that it's not going to work out, that you can't do it. And we've been so conditioned around that we take it on and we think it's our voice. When you come up with an idea, right? Just workshop this. You come up with an idea. It's like, oh, I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. I'm gonna launch this business. I'm going to whatever. You come up with your bucket list, your dream life, your vision board. You come up with a list of ideas, things that you think that you want to do, things that you feel confident that you'd love to create for yourself, right? Okay. What happens the next day? The next day, it's not even telling our friends. You know, I think we blame our friends and say, well, we tell our friends and they're going to be negative and they crap on our idea, and so we don't do it. Well, before that happens, we crap on our own ideas, right? You look at that list the next day and say, I can't do that. Who was I yesterday? This crazy person that I used to be yesterday who thought I could do that. It's ourselves telling ourselves that we suck. But the problem is we've taken on that voice and we think that it's us. That's not your voice. That is not your voice telling you that you suck. That is somebody else's voice that was planted in your head, that has been conditioned to be there, that we're so used to being there that we have taken on as our voice. It has become your identity. But it was not your voice. It was put there. It was a seed that was planted that has been grown over time, and you need to rip that weed out. That is not your voice. You do not think that you suck. It's other people with low expectations who hate their own lives, who at some point went and tried something that did not work out for their life, and now nobody around them can have success because it makes them look and feel bad. And so they spend their time ripping other people down and apart. That's who planted that weed in your head. That might hit pretty hard. I hope it does. Because when that happens, if you can actually digest that, what ends up happening is you think, oh, whose voice is that? Whose voice is in my head? And that's great awareness, to know that it's not your voice, and then to identify whose voice it is. Who told you these things? Who made you feel this way growing up? And if you think about who that person is, if you can actually picture somebody, oh, that was Uncle Joe, or oh, that was my grade 3 teacher, oh, or that was my, the bully at school, whoever that person was. Now think about, okay, it's that person's voice, not you. That's already incredibly liberating. But then too, do you want to live that person's life? Like, think about that person. Probably they're not living a great life. They're not hitting their potential. They're not even happy with what they're doing. If somebody's spending their day tearing other people down, what kind of painful life does that person have to have when they go home? You don't want their life. If you don't want their life, then you definitely don't want their voice in your head anymore. Hopefully that creates an aha moment for you that starts to actually shift things, because we've been so conditioned to listen to that voice that we don't recognize that we actually have a choice to rip it out and start to listen to our own voice. So that's step 1. Step 2 then is, whatever you want more of in your life, you need to be surrounded by it more. You need to change the environment. Your environment has been perfectly designed to keep you where you are. And if you're watching this video, I love you. Thank you for being here. You are probably the happiest, most optimistic, most positive, most caring, most pouring into other people that's in your environment. Like if you think about you and your friends and your family, you're the most optimistic person in your family. You're the most positive person in your family. You're the most ambitious person in your family. You're the one who wants to care and serve the most in your family, right? But you know you're capable of way more, right? You know you can do way more than what you're doing right now. And so you end up being this big fish in a really tiny pond where you're serving others and pouring into others and you wish they could do more. And that's amazing. Don't stop caring for others, but you need more of a push yourself. You need to be around the people who are doing things that you want to do on a higher level. So the environment really matters, and your environment right now is good. It's not terrible. Maybe it is terrible, but it's not great. Most likely it's just good. And it keeps you stuck, and it keeps you in slow growth mode, and it prevents you from becoming the person that you actually want to be. So how do you start to shift that? Well, you shift your environment. And you may say, well, Evan, I don't know people who are super accomplished and are living the life that I want to live. I don't have any of those friends. If I did, I wouldn't be still stuck here. And I hear you. I get it. So the fastest way to do it isn't through actually trying to make those friends. It's through what I call aspirational mentors. It's by watching videos like this. You may never meet me. You may never meet Mel Robbins. You may never meet whoever your heroes are, but you can learn from it through these videos. Whoever you want more of, whoever you respect and maybe are even jealous of, that they can think that way and live that way, be around them more. Look at who you subscribe to on YouTube. Look at who you subscribe to and follow on Instagram. Look at the books you read and the podcasts you listen to and the shows that you watch. Are they from the people who make you feel better about yourself and give you hope, inspiration, and courage to go live your dream? And if not, then switch it out. Switch it out. If you are watching YouTube and you just found that you wasted the last 3 hours of your life, it's not YouTube's fault. It's your fault. You're subscribed and watching the wrong videos. Because there's a lot of positivity out there. If you close a YouTube session, you feel worse about yourself, then you subscribe to the wrong channels. If you're watching this video and feel worse about yourself, 1, I sincerely apologize. And 2, you should unfollow me and go follow somebody that makes you feel more hopeful and alive. Because if you started your day with the thing that made you feel hopeful, alive, bold, confident, powerful, things are possible, your life will change. But we need that external stimulus. You are a product of your environment. You have to have those people around you. You can have Elon Musk and Mel Robbins and Tony Robbins and whoever pushing you every day. You can have them pushing you every day by consuming their content. We just happen to be enslaved by the things that are around us that we haven't designed with intention. That's all. You know, YouTube, the algorithm is so addictive. It's so addictive. You get one video that then takes you down another path, and now all of a sudden you've just watched 3 hours of videos on something that doesn't make your life better and you don't actually really care about. You just got sucked into the drama of a certain storyline. Has that ever happened to you? Remember, I watched the Michael Jordan tribute, The Last Dance, and I went to research one of the storylines of Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan to see kind of what the 2022 updated version was. And all of a sudden, I got down this rabbit hole of Scottie Pippen versus Michael Jordan, and 3 hours later, there's still other videos to watch. Like, what am I doing? This is a waste of time. I don't even care that much about these guys. I watched The Last Dance. It was a great documentary, and I learned from it, and I love the drive and tenacity and hustle, but I don't care about the drama between Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. And so we will easily default back into that comfort mode and back into consuming drama. You have to, with intention, try to bring that back. So here's a great homework assignment. Go look at your YouTube homepage and see what's being recommended to you. And how many of those videos, whether it's my channel or other channels, how many of the videos on your homepage right now will make you a better human, will make you feel more proud of yourself, will make you feeling hopeful, confident, courageous, ready to take some action on some of your goals? And how many of them are drama? How many of them are pure entertainment? How many of them will lead to some giant rabbit hole that you don't want to go down? If you actually set out your calendar and say, how do I want to spend my day with intention? How many of these videos would actually lead you towards that path? Right? And for too many people, it's not a pretty picture. We're listening to the wrong people. And so you can change that. You can change that. If we circle back, you recognize that the negative voice in your head is not your voice. It was planted there by somebody else who hates their life and you don't want their life. Then you switch it to say, okay, well, whose life do I want? And ultimately you want your best version of your life. But to get there, you're taking different pieces from different people's lives. Like, oh, I like how he does that and she does that and she does this. And you're pulling different people, different things from different people. And then you start to surround yourself with that. And the shift doesn't happen overnight. But if you're constantly pouring these people into you, if you're constantly pouring Evan Carmichael into you, you're going to start to believe more in yourself. And if you're constantly pouring other people into you, you're going to start thinking like them, behaving like them, taking on their mindsets and their beliefs. And if those are beliefs that you want and the mindset that you want, amazing. You get to choose now. You're in control. You've been a product of your environment, your early environment with negativity, your ongoing environment with probably just mediocrity keeping you where you are. And now you can change it. You can shift it. You can decide to be in a different spot 1 year from today. And the most important step you can do is to start choosing and carefully decide with intention who you want to be around so that in 1 year from now, you are in a different spot, not just for you, but so you can serve others and lift them up to catch up as well.
Rule number 2, believe.
95% of the world wakes up and drives to a job that they hate. I believe that you have Michael Jordan level talent at something, that you are a genius. You are the best at something. Most people either 1, have no idea what that thing is, or 2, they have found it, but they don't have the courage or belief to go chase it down. Either way, the path is through. You need to find the thing that you are a genius at, that you have Michael Jordan level talent at, and live it every single day if you want to live your life instead of regret your life. This is why I do what I do. I want people to believe in themselves more. I look at people and I see this person who hates their life, and then there's so much talent. You have so much talent. You want to serve, you want to help others, you want to make an impact, you want to make a difference. Everybody does. It's a human condition. And you know you're capable of more than what you're doing right now. You know it. And this is what I want to help bring out in people. It's why I make the videos that I do and write the books and do my speaking, all of it. Because I want to pull that out. I want you to suck on whatever energy that I can give you so that you then realize, maybe I am a genius. Maybe I do have great ideas. Maybe what I have could actually change the world. Maybe I need to stop doing the thing that I'm doing. Maybe there is some hope, right? That's what I want to try to inject into people. And so I have an 8-step process that I'll take you through super quick, that if you are struggling with belief, if you are struggling thinking that, I don't know if I'm a genius at something, this process will help you. It'll help you believe in your big ideas. It'll help you believe in your capabilities, and it'll help you go off and actually make an impact. Let's dive in. Number 1 is find your purpose. You got to find out what the thing is that you're here to do, right? I have my who, why, how process. Figure out what your 1 word is, your most important core value. 2, your purpose comes from your pain. The thing that you struggled the most with is the thing that you want to help other people through. Whatever you struggled the most with, the worst moment in your life, whatever you remember that is, your purpose for life will be helping other people who are currently going through that pain. And then 3, the how you got out of it, how you got through it will be a recipe to teach other people. You'll be able to, as you take your steps on the staircase up, lift other people up to join you on that step. So step number 1 in believing in yourself more is figuring out what is your purpose. Step number 2 is going from idea to action. You have great ideas. You have great ideas. The problem is you judge your ideas. You come up with a great idea in the shower, and then you spend the rest of the day thinking about it, researching, planning it, judging it, saying, I can't do that, or how's that going to work? And then you wake up tomorrow a different person. The faster you go from idea to action will dictate your entire future. It'll change the entire trajectory of your life. The faster you go from idea to action. Stop judging your ideas. You get an idea, you go for it. You do it. The 2% difference. Stop planning to get to 100% and just take action on the first 2%. You'll never figure out the whole plan by sitting on your couch. You won't. You figure it out by doing. Idea to action. Train yourself. You get an idea, you do something about it. Because your ideas list is never going to get any shorter. It's growing every day. You're a genius. You come with great ideas. But it's not enough. You got to do something about them. And so immediate action. You get an idea? Boom, the 2% difference. What's one thing that you can do that'll take you 2% of the way to making some momentum on this idea? The smallest, simplest, dumbest, stupidest thing that you can do right now, today, on your idea. Idea to action. Step 3 is model success. Have people around you who inspire you, who lift you up, who show you that it's possible. I love my YouTube channel for myself. I need it for me. I surround myself with Steve Jobs and Kanye and Oprah and all these people. For me, for myself, I want it. I want to be around successful people because what it does, it rubs off on you. It rubs off. It's like they're sprinkling little Steve Jobs pixie dust on you. It rubs off. It shows you 2 things. One, that it's possible because all of your heroes, they started with less than what you currently have right now. You feel like it's overwhelming and impossible in your environment and it's never gonna happen. Whoever you look up to, whoever your heroes are, they had it worse than you have it right now. They struggled through worse than what you're struggling through right now. And so if they could do it, you can too. There's no excuse. If you're surrounded by people who just tell you, oh, take it easy, take it slow. Yeah, of course you can't do it because you were born at X or because you come from this community. Of course, yeah, you're never gonna make it, right? Screw the president, screw the system, right? Most people, that's how they live. But other people, they've won. They've done it despite coming from worse circumstances than you. You have no excuse. And so when you surround yourself with those people who are often winning, who look like you, who came from the same background as you, who struggle with the same things as you, or worse, it's motivating. It gives you hope that it's possible. You need to be around success. You need to model it. And it gives you the hope, and it also gives you strategies. Bill Gates saved my company. I've never met him yet, but what he did gave me hope that what I wanted to do was possible with my software company, and how he got through was a recipe for me. I modeled how he got through it, and that started to take my company forward. So step 3, and believe in yourself more, is you need to model success. Step 4 is create an environment of excellence. An environment of excellence. What in your environment makes you feel excellence? It starts with you, how you carry yourself. I love wearing this, right? Like I wear this not just for the camera, I like it. Like I feel like Batman putting on my outfit, putting on my superhero cape, right? When I wear this, how do you want to express yourself? From the clothes you wear, from your haircuts, from the jewelry you put on, how are you going to express yourself that is excellent? That reminds you of who you are and what you're capable of. Next, you go out to your physical environment. So these people are all behind me for a reason. I walk into this office and without even having to think about it, I've got these people staring me down, reminding me to be excellent, to go chase down my dreams, right? What's on your cell phone background? What's on your computer background, right? These are things that you set up once in your environment and then it triggers you. I call them play bigger triggers. They're there for you every single day to remind you, right? If I'm feeling low, if I feel like I don't believe in myself enough, I got my parents right here telling me, hey, Evan, you're really Carmichael, believe in yourself more. If I'm struggling with my vision, I got Steve Jobs staring me down right here, right? This is my computer, I'm looking here, I got this guy, eyes on me, right? Now, maybe that's too creepy for you, scary for you, awesome. Design for yourself, design for your excellence. What makes you feel bold and want to come alive, and have that as a daily part of your routine. Step number 5 is schedule for success. So I just mentioned routines. What is your routine? What are you doing on a daily basis? Show me how the actions that you're doing, what's in your calendar, will help you accomplish your goals, right? Your actions have to map to your ambitions. You say you want this, amazing. I love it, I'm pumped. Now show me in your calendar where you're gonna do it. You say you want to have 1 million subscribers on YouTube, amazing. You say you want to sell 1 million books, amazing. You say you want to have $1 million business, amazing. Show me in your calendar where are you spending your time on making videos, on writing books, on building your business. Like it has to be in your calendar. Most people, they don't have it in their calendar. And if you don't have it in your calendar, it's never going to get done. And not just business, life success. You want to be a successful husband, father, mother, daughter, wife, anything. Where's that time? Put it in your calendar. Right? Show me your calendar. Your calendar is your habits, and your habits will dictate your success. And so what you do on a weekly basis in your calendar, and also how you start your day every day. Most people wake up like an accident. Most people wake up, they hit the snooze button, which already you're telling yourself that you're the kind of person who doesn't follow through on your goals, and you start responding to other people's emergencies. No, start your day with intention. You could have had the greatest day of all time yesterday, and you wake up today and you're starting over. So what makes you come alive? And then put that into your morning routine with intention every day, so you stop waking up like an accident. You do that, you're gonna believe in yourself more. Step number 6 to believe in yourself more is manufacturing self-confidence. Manufacture self-confidence. You do difficult things. You need to teach yourself that you do difficult things. That when something is hard, you want to do it. You love hard things. That when your heart's beating and you're scared, you're nervous, that's a sign you have to go do that thing. Self-confidence, self-love, self-respect comes from following through on the things you say you're going to do. But it doesn't count until it's difficult. Waking up at X in the morning, right? You want to wake up at 6 in the morning? Great. When it's easy, it doesn't count. You don't feel good about yourself. You don't feel bad. It's just, it's easy. It's when it's hard. It's when it's hard, right? If you ran a race against 3-year-olds, right, and you won, you might post about it, say, yeah, I won this race. But inside, you know it's a fake. You know it's a fake win. It doesn't count. But if you get up and run against Usain Bolt, he's going to destroy you. But you can feel good that you tried, right? Are you proud of your effort? You want to manufacture self-confidence? You want more belief? Are you proud of yourself today? And it's not something that anybody else can give you. Should I be proud of myself? I don't know. Did I do enough reps? I don't know. Did I write enough words for my book? I don't know. Are you proud of yourself? I can tell you when I broke my neck on my tour and I was sitting at the front for 3.5 hours in massive pain delivering my presentation, I was proud of myself. Even though the quality went down, right? I was better when I was being able to walk around and not have so much pain. I felt like my presentation delivery was better, but I was more proud of myself for doing it when it was hard. That's how you manufacture self-confidence. That's how you manufacture self-belief. It's doing it when it's hard. It does not count until it's hard, and that you do difficult things. Step number 7 to believe in yourself more is beating negative judgment. If you're doing anything that's different, anything that's outside the norm, guess what? There's a lot of people who love the norm. There's a lot of people who will say, hey, you suck, like stop doing this. They want to protect the status quo. Because if you go off and win, it makes them look bad. It makes them feel bad about themselves, right? You winning makes them feel bad about themselves. And so you're going to have a lot of people who all they focus on is tearing other people down. You may even have your parents who are giving you advice out of love, but your parents are pilgrims. You are growing up in a different era than they did. If you're 20 years old right now, your parents at 20 years old, the world is different. The amount of things that a 20-year-old can do right now to build a business, to have success, to make a meaningful impact on the world is crazy compared to what was available when your parents were 20 years old. They don't understand the world that you live in. And so their advice is out of love, but they just don't understand what's possible. And so you get advice that's out of love that's still negative. You'll see it as negative. And you'll also get hate. You'll get people who watch your videos or read your book and say, you suck. That's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. But what's the alternative? To never ruffle any feathers, to never do anything bold or big or great, to live your entire life in fear of being rejected, in fear of people laughing at you. And so you play small your whole life, and then you're 95, you look back and say, I never did anything great. I knew I was capable, I never did it. You need to learn to attack judgment. You attack it. If you're afraid of even the possibility of judgment, then you do it. That's why I painted my nails a while back, because I was afraid of people judging me for having my nails painted. So then I had to do it. You have to do it. Just to beat it, just to eat the judgment. You need to train yourself, because if you want to go off and do some amazing big thing, but you can't do something as simple as painting your nails, you've lost. You're so worried about other people's opinions that you'll play small forever. And so the next time you feel yourself worried about somebody else's opinion, then you have to go off and do that thing. Now, within your code of ethics, right? Don't go beat somebody up. Don't go, mock somebody. Don't do something against your values. But most of the things that you want to do, it's for you. It's not against somebody else. You want to do it for you, and you're afraid of what the reaction is going to be. That's the fear that you need to quash. And as soon as you catch it, you need to say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to beat that negative judgment. I'm going to feel that fear, and I'm going to do it anyway. And then step number 8 to getting more belief is to make an impact. We want to make an impact. Making money is important. It has to be. Money has to be in your top 5. It's just not number 1. Money's not number 1. It's not number 100 on your list either. It's got to be in your top 5. But something comes ahead of it, and that's the impact that you want to have. What is the impact? How are you going to do it? And then start feeling it, start seeing it, start appreciating it. For me, I'm just here in my office talking to the camera. It's me and the camera, alone in a room, but it's going out and being broadcast, and you're watching it right now, and I appreciate that. And I remind myself of the work that I do every day matters. It's touching people, and maybe that's just one person. Maybe you help one person today. and you feel the impact of that. Or maybe it's 100 or 1,000 or 100,000, however many, right? Your impact will continue to grow with time, especially entrepreneurs. We want to have a big impact, not just one person at a time. But remembering that you're here to do something good and that your work matters. If you woke up every day and felt like the work that you do matters to somebody, is having an impact on somebody, is serving other people, because humans are built to serve. And if you felt like that every single day, man, your life would be dramatically different.
Also, if you want to have more self-confidence and self-belief, the science says it can take up to 254 days of consecutive action for you to shift that habit forward. So I've designed a special free program to help you get more self-belief for every day. For 254 days, I will send you an email to an unlisted video that, if you watch it, will shift your confidence forward. The links to join for free are in the description below.
So I think an easy way to do it is actually to start documenting the process along the way.
Find whatever the smallest first step is, and then the smallest next step is, and continue to build those steps. And when you look back, you'll have realized that you made some pretty significant progress.
What you need to do is inoculate yourself against the judgment and learn to take action on your ideas, because the alternative is a life filled with regret.
Rule number 3, find your core value.
If you don't get this right, your business will fail. It's not just about what you love doing and the skill sets you have. It's about having similar core values as the people that you bring on board. You need to know what your who is. You need to know what you stand for as a human being. You need to know what your mission is and bring people on board who have similar core values. This is where so many entrepreneurs fail. If you only do a self-assessment and say, well, I'm great at this. I'm gonna be the technician. I'm gonna be the artist. I'm gonna be the coder. I'm gonna be the one doing all of the actual work. And I need to partner up with somebody who's a business person, who's gonna be doing the deals and the media and raising the capital and talking to investors and doing the sales pitches. It's not enough to say, well, I'm good at this and you're good at this, so let's get together. And that's what so many people do. That's why so many business partnerships fail, because you're just looking at it on paper. You're just saying, well, they have the skill sets I don't have. Great, let's work together. Boom, we're in business. And oftentimes entrepreneurs will then say, hey, well, let's do 50-50, right? You're bringing this, I'm bringing this, so here we go, 50-50 partnership. And for those who've been through it before, you know how much of a disaster that can be. Because everything looks good on paper, but you can't make a decision just based off of paper. It's like going to a dating website and putting in your ideal person and then deciding to marry that person without ever going on a date. It's about core values. Why do things fall apart? Because you don't share the same core values. And a lot of times you don't even know what your own core value is to start with. So you figure out your one word. Your most important core value. That's the starting point. You have to figure it out. I mean, it'll serve you not just for your business, but for any relationship, for life. This is what you stand for as a human. And then you want to attract people who not just have the skill set and the desire, but the same core value. Because you know what? The skill set is actually easier to teach than the core value. To make somebody change their beliefs, I don't know how to do it. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. To give somebody a new skill set is way easier to teach. I wasn't very good at making videos at the start. I practiced, I busted my face, I kept going. I busted my neck. I kept going and I got better at it. Even though I sucked at the beginning. Go back and watch my first video. Had no natural talent for this, but I picked up the skill through repetition. You can pick up the skill through repetition. But picking up a core value is really difficult. And so we don't screen for this. We don't look for this. We don't try to find this out in people. We're jumping into relationships way too quickly because it just makes logical sense. And then you realize 6 months in, man, you're screwed. And you can't get out of this partnership. You're handcuffed now because they own half of your business. And so here's a process that I think you should follow. 1, you start with understanding what is your most important core value. I wrote a book on it. You can pick it up, your one word. But just think about it. If you had one core value that you stood for as a human, more than all the other ones, what is it? It's always something positive. Mine's believe. I've seen a whole bunch of things. It's never something negative. It's never hate. It's never death. I've never had somebody's one word be something negative. You need to figure out what it is that you stand for. It's the most important exercise you'll ever do in your life. 2, now you build a business around it and you start attracting the people in who believe the same thing you believe. So as an example, when I'm doing a job posting for someone on my team, right? We've got 24 people on the team. When I'm doing a new job posting, it'll always lead with belief. So if I'm looking for a programmer for my website, It'll lead with believe. Believe. Why I believe in entrepreneurs, what the mission I'm on, what believe means to me, the impact that I want to have on the world. Not talking about the job at all, just the mission, believe, the core value. Because what I want to do is eliminate the people who don't care about that. Some people will see that job ad and say, I'm a programmer. Like, what does that have to do with believe? This is stupid. Great, don't apply. You're saving both of us a lot of time. Because you might have all the skills that I need, but if you don't have the same core value, or at least we're aligned somehow in the core values, we're not gonna work well together. You shouldn't be here, you should be somewhere else, and we'll both be happy. It's not that I'm better than you, we won't be happy together. We won't mix well because we have different core values. Go somewhere else. And then in the job ad, I'll get to what the offer is about, what the opportunity is, what the position's all about, what their requirements are. A lot of people will self-eliminate, and that's amazing. You want them to. But other people will look at that job ad and say, holy cow, I love this. This is exactly the thing that I've been looking for. Like, where has this person been my whole life? Where has this opportunity been I love this. This is exactly what I want to do. And what they'll do is they'll work harder to impress you. They'll work harder on their resume and their cover letter and in the interviews and doing extra work because they believe the same thing you believe. And so it's just such an important missing piece of the criteria that most people go through. We look to hire people and work with people just based off of skill set, and of course it's important. If you want to start a technical shop and you're hiring somebody or working with somebody who has zero technical skills, can they learn it? Absolutely, but it's probably going to take them a window of time to get there. It may not be fast enough for you to build your business. But we default too much to the skills. We default too much to the actual work they're doing and not enough to the inside. Not enough to what they actually believe in. And whether you're applying that philosophy to employees, to investors, to partners, to relationships, to friendships, to anybody who you have to deal with. When you're around people who believe similar things that you believe, you can go so much faster. And if you have anybody around you that's bringing you down, you have that one toxic relationship for whatever reason, even if they have all the skills in the world, that drags you down. And chances are it's because you guys just have different core values and you shouldn't be working together. And it's better to figure that out from the start instead of waiting 6 months, being a 50-50 partner, and killing your business.
Rule number 4, change your standards.
You are where you are in life and business because of your standards. It's just not important enough for you yet to hit that next level. For you, for me, for all of us, we've settled. We've settled for what currently is and haven't demanded from ourselves that we reach that next level. Change your standards, change your life. So I was recently talking to Alex on my team, and he helps me run Toronto Dance Salsa, the largest dance school for salsa in North America probably. And he recently went through this weight loss challenge and he lost, I don't know, I want to say 30 pounds. And now he's sticking to this really thin line of between 150 and 155 pounds. That's his goal, that's his standard. When he's getting close to 155, he slows down on the eating, and when he's around 150, he has a little bit more, and he's constantly staying in this band because he set a new standard for himself. Even though he might have been 180 or 185 before, now anywhere close to 155 is gonna be too much. Like, that's it, that's my new standard, that's the lowest I'm gonna go, which is crazy high compared to what he was before. He's now trying to bring that same standard to his business. So what he's trying to do every day now is, if you follow him on Instagram, is he's posting at the end of the day how proud he is of the effort he put in. How proud is he of the effort that he put in out of 10? And sometimes you see it's 5.5, sometimes you see it's a 7, and every now and then it's an 8 or even a 9. How proud he is of the effort that he put in. This is now the area where he needs to raise his standards. And I was talking to him yesterday, and a big breakthrough that happened was, said, Alex, you've lost 30 pounds, man, or more from your weight loss journey. Now, the idea of being over 155 is crazy when you used to be 180, right? Or 185, it's crazy. You need to take that same approach to your business, to your effort, that you're proud of yourself every day for what you're doing. Anything under 8 should be considered a cheat day. Anything under 8 is like you had a cheat day on your diet. Every now and then on his weight loss journey, he had a cheat day. He had a moment of weakness. He went for a giant pizza and a cake because he was starving and he couldn't control himself.
But it was these one-off moments, right? It was like once every 3 weeks or something, and he continued down. That now needs to be your daily effort. If it's under 8, that's like you're eating cake and pizza. 8 needs to be the new waterline. That if you're getting close to it, it's like, holy cow, I need to work harder. I need to accomplish. I need to go off and do. Just like 155 now is that benchmark for himself. And putting into those terms made sense for him because he had higher standards now for himself in what he ate, in how he took care of his body, than he did for what he was doing into his business. And so it's the same thing for you. You want to grow, you want to get better, you want to improve, you have to raise your standards. You have to now not settle for where you're at, because where you're at's good. This is the problem. Good is the enemy of great, right? Where you're at's good, it's good. It's not amazing, but it doesn't suck, because if it sucked, if you hated it every day, you would have to find a way out. But because it's good, you don't do it. You don't change. It's not important enough for you to want to get to that next step. That's what I want to force in this video. I'm going to give you 3 ways to do it. Step number 1 is understand where do you need to have a higher standard? Where in your life do you need to have a higher standard? What's the thing that you want more of? Alex did it in his health and his weight. Now he's applying it to his business and his life. For you, where is it? Is it your health? Is it your business? Is it learning the skill set? Is it posting content every day? Like, where is it that you need to have a higher standard for yourself? Be specific, be clear, write it down. Step number 2 is surround yourself with it daily. One of the greatest things that you need to do that really helps you raise your standards is be around people who are more high achieving in that thing. Be around people who are more high achieving in the thing that you want to get great at, the thing that you are weak at. So if I was hanging around bodybuilders all day, I'd probably work out a lot more, right? Because everybody's doing it, because they have a higher standard. Where I might let myself off the hook for not doing a workout, I'm going to see them crushing it. They're going to lift me up. They'll just have to. They'll lift me up. And I'm going to make them believe in themselves more. That's just going to happen. I was on Twitch streaming last night, League of Legends, and a guy said, man, you're so positive. Twitch is such a negative, toxic place, and you're here spreading positivity. Like, yeah, and I'll keep doing it. And no matter who comes in who's negative and toxic, I am more confident in my positivity and belief than you are in your negativity and toxicity. And so I will make you doubt yourself because of my confidence. Whoever's more confident wins. And so the trick is you're very confident in some things and not so confident in other things. The things that you want to get good at, right? Things that you want to get great at. The things that you want to get great at, not good. Things that you want to get great at. You don't have a high degree of confidence in your ability to do it. You need to be around people who have a high degree of confidence and are doing it. Whether that's actually face-to-face, but it could be through videos, it could be through books, it could be through podcasts. If you are trying to get healthy, you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to gain strength, and you're following people on Instagram and watching videos that motivate you every day, it's in your environment every day, it will just pull you up. My videos, my channels, I use for myself because it makes me feel more believe. I surround myself with Tony Robbins every day, and Steve Jobs every day, and Kanye West every day, and Oprah Winfrey every day. They're in my ear. They're in my ear. They're pulling me up, and they can do that for you as well. So whatever it is that you want to raise your standard in, surround yourself every day with that content, with those people. And then step number 3 is schedule for success. The mindset is the first part, but then you got to do something. You want to accomplish a new level. Amazing. What are you going to do every day? Show me in your calendar. Pull out your calendar. Pull out your, week to week, from this Sunday until the next Sunday, from 7 days in between. What are you going to do? Show me in your calendar where you're spending time developing this new habit, fixing your new mindset, putting the actual work in. You want to gain muscle? Awesome. It's great to be around people who are doing it, but then you have to actually put in your calendar, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to start lifting some weights. You want to create YouTube content? Amazing. It's great maybe to be inspired watching me or other YouTube creators, but nothing happens until you pick up your phone and you start filming something. And that has to be in your calendar. If you hope for something to happen, it's not going to happen. If you hope for something to happen, it's not going to happen, right? This is something that you have a slipping standard on. You know you want to get better at, and so it has to be in your calendar. You have to schedule for success. This is what new success looks like for you. Great. Your success is your habits. So schedule it in. That every week or every day or every month, however often you need to do it, it's in there, it's happening, you're going to raise your standards because of it.
Rule number 5, the last one before our very special bonus clip, just do you.
You don't do you because you're afraid of negative judgment. You're afraid of what your family will think. You're afraid of what your friends will think. You're afraid of what total strangers will think. You'll sing in the shower, but you won't sing outside walking down the street. Why?
It's not because you're afraid of failing. It's because you're afraid of failing in front of other people. Until you crush that fear of judgment from other people, you will never accomplish the big goals in your life. And today I'm going to show you how. So last weekend I was in Dallas. I was doing a speech at Video Marketing World, which is a fantastic event put on every year in Dallas, where some of the top video creators come to try to help other people who are trying to get started in video marketing, build their business. And I had a really important session at the front, and I was nervous going into it because I just made a big move on my YouTube channel. My main channel, I split into 8 or 9 multiple different channels. So now instead of just running my main channel, we got channels like this, which is dedicated to its own channel. Now, when I was thinking about doing a move, it was recommended to me by Matt Gielen, who's one of 5 people who I would really listen to for YouTube advice. There's 5 people in the world who said, Evan, you suck on YouTube. Here are the things that you should do to get better, right? I'm at the cutting edge. There's 5 people who I'd listen to. One of them is Matt Gielen, and he told me to split up my channel. Another one of the 5 is Jeremy Vest, and he told me don't do the split up. I've known Jeremy for a number of years. He's helped me a lot. I've helped him a lot. I really respect his opinion. He said, do not split up the channels. It's better to keep them all on one channel. And so I'm faced with the dilemma of which one do I do? And I decided that I'd rather know and fail than not know, that I would rather do it because I know what my channel looks like now, having all the videos on one channel. I know what that looks like. I didn't know what having multiple channels looked like, and so I'd rather know and fail than not know. But here's the thing. Why do I tell this story? Because when I'm in Dallas, the person who was putting on the event was Jeremy Vest. The guy who told me not to split up the channels. The guy who said, this is a mistake, you shouldn't do it, you should keep all the videos on one channel. And what did I end up doing? I did the opposite, right? I did what Matt said and not Jeremy. And so I knew this question would come up when I was on stage because everybody there knew that I had split up my channels and was wondering how it would work out. And my default response, as I thought about it, was I don't want to go deep into the story because Jeremy is here in the room and this is his event. He's not just attending, he's hosting it. This is his event. I don't want to make him feel bad. I don't want to make it seem like he's on a spot or that I wouldn't want to listen to his advice because I love him and respect him and I love hearing his perspective. But the fact that I was afraid of it meant that I had to do it. That's something that I've trained myself to do that I want you to train yourself to do as well. That the fact that you are afraid of what somebody else is going to say or think means you have to do it. You have to step into it. You can't teach yourself that when you think of something and you're afraid that you play small. It's better not even to think about it. It's better not to catch your insecurity. When you catch it, you have to train yourself to go off and do it. And then I default to thinking, okay, well, how can I do this in a way that is respectful to Jeremy, that is loving to Jeremy, that I can show people how much I appreciate his feedback, that I don't make him look bad at his own event. How can I do that? And then that question asking leads you to better answers. And so it came up, just like I thought it was gonna come up. And I talked about it, and Jeremy wasn't offended, and Jeremy did not look bad. And I accomplished my objective. And I did it, made myself feel proud because I was nervous, because I was afraid. And so that's what I want to teach you, that the next time that you're afraid, that the next time you're feeling small, the next time you're worried about somebody else's opinions of you, that you go and you take action, that you do the thing. Because you cannot play small for life. If you are worried about what people think of you, you will never accomplish the big goals in your business because you have big goals. You're an entrepreneur, you want to do amazing things. You have big ambitions. That will never happen if you're afraid of what one person is going to think of you. Because as your vision is bigger, the more people are going to attack you. And you need to develop that thick skin and ask yourself, how can I do it? How can I take my approach with as much caring, compassion, understanding as possible? But I need to get out there and put my message forward. Now, if you're struggling with this, I have a 3-step process I'm going to walk you through that I think will help. Step number 1 is the boom, boom, boom test. So as I was telling that story, you might have seen me tap my chest here, right? This is the boom, boom, boom test. When your heart is going boom, 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 that's a sign to go. It's go time. It's show time. Let's move. We're making this happen. Train yourself that when you feel nervous, scared, your heart's beating out of your chest like this, that you have to step into it and do it. Now, as long as you're not violating your code of ethics, right? We're not gonna steal from somebody because it makes your heart go boom. We're not gonna jump out of an airplane with no parachute because it makes you afraid, right? Don't do something stupid. Most of the things you're afraid of, though, are around other people's judgments, other people's expectations, other people's opinions. That's what mostly causes this. We're afraid of letting people down. We're afraid of looking bad in front of somebody's eyes, right? When When you feel that, if you can catch it, because a lot of times you won't catch it, you'll just play small by default. I think we play small by default. But when you do catch it, you teach yourself, I feel my heart beating out of my chest. That means it is go time. Number 2 is understand that it's not fatal. It's not fatal. Whatever the thing is that you're trying to do is not fatal if you make a mistake. Even if I made Jeremy look really bad on stage, right? Even if I went in with love and compassion and I screwed up the whole story, it's still not fatal. I can still make it up to him. I can still go back and show him insane love and apologize, right? It's not fatal. Whatever you're worried about, whatever this judgment is that you're afraid is holding you back because somebody's gonna look at you and say something, it's not fatal. That's not gonna stick with you for life. People move on. You're not that important. That video that you put up that you think everybody's gonna laugh at it and say what an embarrassment, tomorrow they're on to something else. Nobody's gonna remember tomorrow, next week, next year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years that you made this embarrassing video. But you will remember not doing it. You will remember in 1 day, 1 week, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. You will remember in 20 years that you did not take your shot, that you did not do the thing that you wanted to do because you were afraid. You will remember, but nobody else will. You will remember if you don't do it, and nobody else will if you do. You have to do it. You got to step up and tell yourself that this thing, even though it's scary, even though it's making your heart boom, boom, boom like this, it is not fatal. You can recover. And step number 3 is take the pillow test. I need a pillow. Where's the pillow? This is one of my favorite things to do, the pillow test. The pillow test is, you've got this pillow, right? You're gonna sleep at night. This is you at night, sleeping like a baby. I had such a great day. I changed so many lives, sleeping like a baby, right? That's you, okay, great. Before you put your head on the pillow here at night, you have to make yourself proud. And this is something that only you can tell you about. I can't tell you if you should be proud of yourself or not. Your friends, your family, your husband, wife, your kids, nobody else can but you. This is an inside job. Do you feel proud of yourself today for the actions and the effort that you put in? Not the results, the actions and the efforts. You were nervous, you were scared, you did it. Whether you won or not, whether you accomplished or not, I don't care. I care that you did it. I care that you made yourself proud. So tonight, before you put your head on the pillow, before you go to sleep and think about what an amazing life you have, right? Before you do that, ask yourself, did I make myself proud? Did I do something that was scary that made myself proud? And if yes, great, go to sleep. If not, get out of bed and go do something. Send an email, commit to somebody, post something, make a video, something to make yourself feel proud. Because if you woke up every day and sometime during that day, you did something that made you scared, that then made you feel proud of yourself, that when you take the pillow test and sleep tonight, you're proud of the effort you put in, holy cow, I guarantee you're gonna generate some amazing results over the next month, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, rest of your life.
I think it's really important for entrepreneurs to understand where your threshold is of how much crap you could take from other people, how much negativity, how much feedback and criticism that you could take without it impacting your psyche or your self-worth. I think in general as an entrepreneur, you need to be prepared to get a lot of crap, a lot of negativity, a lot of stuff thrown at you. And yes, it's easy to say, don't care what other people think, but understanding what your tolerance level is and where you kind of fit on that spectrum can really help you design the rules so that they're in your favor. So as an example, this is a guy on my team who doesn't handle criticism as well. You know, I'm a lot more comfortable in the uncomfortable where he can bounce around a lot more. He'll be on top of the world, like this is great, and then a negative feedback comes in and it really impacts him hardly, and then the positive one comes in and he jumps back up. And so for someone like him, you can't design as much risk, as much negativity or potential negativity, so you gotta take a safe path up. Where for me, I'm more comfortable in the uncomfortable. I know that eventually something's gonna work out, and I know that at the beginning of any project it's gonna be rough, that it may not work out, that we're gonna get some criticism. And so I'm more willing to jump all in and play in that field, even though it's painful at the moment, because I know the faster I get through that pain, the faster we're gonna come out the other side. I want that feedback and criticism and negativity as soon as possible so that I can make it better. Better for you, better for me, better for everybody. And so understanding what your tolerance level is of emotional stability, how much you can take from your friends and your family and your customers and your audience and the people watching you before you break, and then being able to play just below that limit. Because you can't just play super safe, because that's not going to make you happy as an entrepreneur. But knowing where your limit is and playing just below it so that it's uncomfortable, it's painful, but you're still going to be able to get through it, I think is really important. That self-awareness, I think is really important as an entrepreneur.
Because you made it this far in a video, I want to celebrate you. Most people start and don't finish. Most people never actually follow through. Most people say they want something, but they don't ever do the work to actually get it. But you're different. You are special. Believe Nation, you made it here all the way to the end, and I love you. So as a special celebration, if you put a hashtag believe down in the comments below on this video, I will showcase you and celebrate you somewhere on the screen in a future video because you are awesome.
If you want to learn how to find your purpose in life, check out the video next to me. I think you're gonna enjoy. Continue to believe. I will see you there.
All right, we got Chris in the house. What do we got, man?
I just bought the book recently. A friend of mine out in Amsterdam told me to get the book. Kind of trying to make a long story as short as possible.